Well, ladies and gentlemen, Willow is cancelled. I think, don't hold me to this, but I think this is one of the first Disney Plus shows to just be outright cancelled after one season. I don't know if they've cancelled anything else specifically. I could be wrong, just as an FYI. Like, I'm sure like there's kids programs and things like that. But since they launched Disney Plus as this big, massive venture, I think this might be one of the first ones that they've cancelled. And if it is, that goes way hand in hand with what Bob Iger's been saying. Downsizing content, focusing on quality. They're putting out too much crap. They're spending loads of money on just absolute garbage, basically. It's an admission of fault. They've realised you wouldn't cancel it if it was good. And it was getting bad viewership numbers. It was getting bad ratings. And it was bad. I mean, we knew this. They weren't even giving us merchandise for it, which is a huge sell for a product like this. Normally, or any other products like this on Disney Plus, merch. It's where they make the predominant side of their cash flow. And they weren't even producing new merch. So let's dive into this. Deadline has the exclusive here. Please do hit subscribe on your way in. Give the video a like. And you know what? If you fancy it, please do give it a share. That'd be grand. And, you know, become a member too, if you like. We've got some great deals on memberships. And well, there's no deals, but become a member. Anyway, exclusive. There will be no second season of Willow, Disney Plus's live-action original series based on the 88 fantasy film directed by Ron Howard. The news comes 2 months after the 8th episode, first season of the show, which served as a sequel to the classic movie, ended its run on the streaming platform. It is quite mad, to be fair. This is, yeah, pretty big. So Willow, which picked up years after the events of the film, did not have... They're like, oh, did not have the zeitgeist, cultural impact. Yeah, but this is the thing. No one asked for this, and you were just making it. So it was received well by critics with an 83% on Rotten Tomatoes. But the series won't be continuing. So it is an IP that they've got, and they're like, it remains an important IP. Important to who? So it might be revisited in the future. Unlikely. Maybe in a film, perhaps. But probably not, now you've seen the viewership numbers. Anyway, the news comes as Lucasfilm has been reassessing its film slate, taking time to identify the next movie in the Star Wars franchise. Meanwhile, the company has built a sizable Star Wars TV footprint on Disney+, with such series as the live-action hit The Mandalorian, which we've just learnt that Season 3 is off to a terrible start. Less viewership. The Season 3 premiere had less viewership than Obi-Wan Kenobi. They're doing really bad. Really bad. And the upcoming Ahsoka, Acolyte, and Skeleton Crew, as well as the animated fair. I don't know if they're going to be able to last with this stuff. They're going to really downsize. Huge downsizing of their products. Now, the cancellation also comes amid increased scrutiny at media companies, including Disney, which have been curbing streaming content spending in search of profitability. Loads of people are like, the future's streaming. And I was like, no, it's not. They can't make the money. How do you think they're going to spend billions on streaming and not make it back? Like, that's, you're not going to be able to continue that. And then they weren't able to. You can't get the numbers in. You just can't. And every company is now feeling that stretch. Like, massively so. So this is just an admission of fault. They know that they're done. That it's just a bomb. And the viewership numbers were terrible as well. It was getting such bad viewership. But like I said, not only that, it was just getting slammed. People just like, what is this utter trash? Absolute trash. And again, it goes back to that old thing that everyone says whenever they hear about one of these old shows being revisited. They go, who asked for this? Like, honestly, who asked for this? No one asked for this, obviously. Willow introduced new characters. It was set in a world where brownies, sorcerers, trolls, and other mystical creatures flourish. An unlikely group of heroes set off on a dangerous quest to places far beyond their home, where they must face their inner demons and come together to save the world. One of their inner demons was lesbianism, basically. One of them was LGBTQ, and people were like, oh, they're finally coming out. So, for goodness sake. Like, sure, fine, but just, you know, sort it out. Like, this stuff doesn't have to be in everything. Warwick Davis, good that he got a bit of, a paycheck, but he was sidelined as well for new people. Jonathan Kasdan, he's terrible. He wrote the pilot and served as co-showrunner. alongside Wendy Miracle. Howard and writer Bob Dolman, Kathleen Kennedy and Michelle Rejoin also served as executive producers. Bob Iger, do you need any more evidence that you need to fire Kathleen Kennedy? Really? Do you need any more? You've got a lawsuit on your hands. If you didn't know, ladies and gents, Lucasfilm is being sued by the former Acolyte showrunner for egregious breach of contract. Like, and now they cancelled this. I swear this has to be one of the first shows that they've ever cancelled. Something which clearly was planned to have more seasons, and they've just cut it. And it will be the first of many. Mark my words, it will be the first of many. It has to be, because they don't have the money. They're looking to save money. It's not profitable. And this is all under Bob Iger. Bob Iger made Disney Plus their focus. Bob Chapek just inherited it, and people were like, yeah, Chapek's terrible, and then Bob Iger came back and they're like, oh, savior. No, he established all of these things in place to begin with. He's now reaping what he sowed, and he's having a downsize. And this stuff is, yeah. Again, not exactly a massive stretch that this was going to get shit canned. The moment you weren't getting any merchandise, that was a big red flag. Huge red flag. Because as I said, these companies, Disney, Warner Brothers, so on and so forth, the product itself is good, right? And it normally makes them money. But on the back end of that, it's always licensing and merchandise deals. And now Disney obviously makes a lot of this in-house. They don't really tend to license it out. But they make so much cash off these merchandising. Why do you think Grogu's back? Because they make so much cash off merchandise of Grogu. Baby Yoda, excuse me, my dinner's coming up. Off Baby Yoda, right? That's why he's back in Mandalorian Season 3. There's no other reason. They would have gone, we need more merch, get him back. And so that when they weren't doing that for this, that's when you knew that they had no faith in it at all. What diabolical shite stain this show was. Cancelled. One season. Done. Correct me if I'm wrong though, guys. If this is not the first one, let me know what the first one was. Again, a show that was very clearly established and set up to have multiple seasons. Let me know. I'd love to hear it. Is there any other shows that Disney Plus has cancelled? Cancelled. Right? Rogue Squadron or whatever it was, the Gina Carano one, that doesn't count. We're talking about things which have been, one season. They're going into the second one and it's cancelled. Let me know. Because if this is the first, this will be the first of many. The floodgates will open. Let me know your thoughts down below. Hit subscribe. Cheers, guys. Take care.